Have you ever heard the story about the whale who ate something funky? Welcome to True Stories of the Bible. The story starts off a long time ago with this man. His name is Jonah.
Hi.
Jonah was a prophet and a God-fearing man. One day, the word of the Lord came to Jonah and instructed him to go to the great city of Nineveh. Jonah was told to preach to them and warn them to change their ways of wickedness before it was too late.
Go to Nineveh? Why would the Lord want me to preach to the people of Nineveh?
When Jonah heard the Lord's message, he wasn't very thrilled about his new task. Here's the thing about Nineveh. It is not exactly paradise. The people of Nineveh were mean, angry, and wicked. They argued and fought a lot, and were not very welcoming to visitors. So Jonah was definitely not thrilled about going there. But suddenly, Jonah had an idea of his own. Instead of going to Nineveh, as God told him to, he decided to head in the opposite direction and go to Tarshish, far away from Nineveh. So Jonah makes his way to a ship and buys himself a trip to Tarshish. The trip starts off peacefully, and as night fell, the ocean was calm. But then suddenly, the Lord sent a wild and violent storm. The storm was so great, the sailors were afraid. The ship started to sink, and so they began to throw the cargo into the water to lighten the ship. While all of this was happening, Jonah was below deck, deep asleep. Jonah had no idea what was happening just above him. The sailors were frantically trying to save the ship, but nothing seemed to help. The storm kept getting stronger, threatening to break the ship. The captain finally went to Jonah and woke him up.
How could you sleep at a time like this?
The captain asked. The sailors were desperate and decided to cast lots to find out who was responsible for this mighty storm. When the lots were cast, the lot fell on Jonah. So they demanded to know what Jonah did to cause such a storm. They also asked him what they should do to make the waters calm down. Jonah, filled with regret, could finally see that running away from the Lord was not the right thing to do. Jonah tells them to pick him up and throw him into the waters. Once they do that, the storm will calm down. And so, with nothing else to do to save their lives, the men threw Jonah over the ship into the deep waters. And the raging waters became calm at once. But Jonah fell deeper and deeper into the waters. Suddenly, a huge whale sees Jonah and swallows him. When Jonah wakes up, he finds himself inside the belly of a whale. 3 days go by and Jonah is still in the belly of the whale. Scared and hungry, Jonah prayed to the Lord, repenting his sin for running away from the Lord. The Lord brings the whale to the shore and makes the whale spit Jonah out onto dry land. The Lord tells Jonah to go to Nineveh and do as he was told. This time Jonah obeys. Once Jonah gets there, he declares to the people,
40 more days and Nineveh will be destroyed.
The people were astonished with what Jonah said. Jonah's warning reached the king of Nineveh, and when he heard what Jonah had said, the king tore off his robe and knelt before the Lord. He declared to his people to change their ways and humble themselves before the Lord. The people did just that. They repented to the Lord for their wicked actions, and upon seeing this, the Lord decided not to bring destruction on them. Even Jonah was surprised by how quickly the people of Nineveh turned from their wicked ways. Just imagine, if Jonah had to obey the Lord the first time, he wouldn't have had to be swallowed by a big whale. And the people of Nineveh would have turned to the Lord sooner. And that's the true story of the whale who ate something funky.